Welcome, 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 welcome. Get your journals out, get your journals out. Now, last week, before I get into today's topic, I asked some of you to write a check out to yourself. I only got one person sent me a copy of their check they wrote out. How many of you wrote a check out? Okay, yep, I got your, if you wrote a check, put a hand up on the chat. I know, Miss Sharon, I got yours. You're the only one I got. Who else wrote a check out last week? See, watch this. There's an exercise. Some of you were scared to do it. Some of you, no, you freaked out. You tripped out. That's because your thinking got you there. Your thinking got you there. Your thinking got you there. Now, I said ready to check out for 10 grand, 100 grand, and $1 million. Some of y'all never had a check like that. Now, if you want to share tonight, you can share before I go into tonight's topic, because this is like I said it last Saturday, and now I'm following up with it. Only got one person send me a copy of their check. Does anybody want to share how much they wrote a check out for? Let's see how bold you are. Okay, no problem.
I wrote it out for $1 million, Thomas.
One at a time.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is Belinda.
Yes, dear.
I wrote it for $1 million.
Good. Wrote it to yourself. Good. You still got it, right?
Yes.
And carry it around with you.
Yes, I am.
Yeah. It's amazing. When I said that last week, Mr. Tasha Ismail texted me like, oh my God, I just did that the other day. Oh my God. Yeah, I know. Who else want to share what they wrote a check out for? Yes, TJ.
$1 million, sir, and I will carry it around. I didn't carry it with me. I just put it aside, but I will.
No, carry it with you.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna teach you something different before I go into today's topic. Who else want to share what they wrote a check out for?
I will. I wrote it out for $1 million as well. I wrote one for 50,000 for a short term, and then I wrote another one for $1 million.
All right, good.
Sorry.
And I hope you guys put a date on it. Good. Who else want to share? Anybody else? Okay, here's the goal. Write the check and carry it around. Carry your wallet. Carry where you keep your money. You keep cash on you. I mean, I carry cash all the time. You'll never. My wallet's in the other room. I never carry less than $100. I always have $100 bill on top of everything else, because see, now we're moving away from capital. If you notice, they're nudging you into using credit cards, debit cards, credit cards. They're nudging into what they're going to be calling this new crypto, well, not even crypto, but they're nudging you into what they're going to be calling the Fed dollar. You don't know it yet, but it's coming. But anyway, that's another topic. But the edge in that way, they're kind of sneaking in that way. Also, now they don't take cash. See, slowly but surely, you've been pushed into something you have no idea is coming. Just like how bad this economy is going to get with this inflation. And that's another subject, because I got to get y'all ready. So I got a lot of stuff I want to talk about, but I can't talk about because you guys are not ready to proceed this. Because it's crazy. Not that I'm trying to insult you, but you guys are not in position with some money to do something with anything. Let me give you a tip. When you go shopping, don't buy one item if you're going to use it for the next 2 or 3 years, 6 months, a year. Buy 3 or 4. Because when you go back to the stores, have you noticed it's not there, or the price went up 30 to 40%? I'm not going to tell you who I was with the store with. I told them that they buying some Old Bay. I said, why don't you get all 6 of them instead of buying one? I mean, because you're going to use them next year, right? Yeah, well, gosh. Come back and then double. Anyway, that's just a little tidbit. That's a little tidbit for leaders, because leaders take their money and they invest in something that's going to give them a return. Not just a return of money, but a return on your time. How much will it going to cost you in more gas to go back to the store to buy 3 more cans 6 months from now? And how much it's going to be in 6 months? See, money, you can make money just by understanding how money works. With inflation going right now, are you really taking full advantage of it? Well, listen, I'm going to say, y'all got me on the subject now. Stock market's in a boom. All right, the Wall Street is going through the roof. Wall Street sets new records on Friday, but Main Street is starving to death because Main Street doesn't know what's Wall Street. Well, anyway, the key is, if you got excess capital, somebody asked me the other day, so Mr. Thomas, what do you do? I said, well, I'm not buying real estate right now. I'm selling sold quite a bit of it. I'm not buying stock. No, but I take extra capital, and when I go to the store, I buy more than I need because I know what's coming. I mean, if they shut this sucker down for the next 6 months, I'm good. The question is, are you good? Now, if you're not good, get in position. So I can't say, but I'm saying what I'm saying. You need to get good. You got extra money sitting around it. Look, if you got $100 bills and it's losing value 5% a month, why would you hold on to something that's going down when you can go buy some extra food, canned foods, water, whatever you got to have that you know you can use in the next year? To me, that's what you want to do with excess capital if you don't have gold and silver coins. Anyway, so much for that commercial. Ooh, because I've got so much God has given me. I mean, it's just, I'm about ready to blow up and explode because there's so much I want to talk about along that lines, but I know I can't. I got to get you and have an extra capital. And the reason why I had you guys write a check out for 10,000, 100,000, or $1 million is not for, it's for what it's going to make of you. Let me say that again. It's what it's going to make of you. Let me say that again. For what it's going to make of you. Now, I haven't gotten to my subject yet, but I've just got to go off of what I did last week. Now, let me tell you something. You know what happens when you start carrying more money than you're used to carrying? Now, see, if you're used to carrying, $20, I mean, whatever, I'm not trying to downplay that. If you're used to carrying $400, $500, $600, like some of us, or $1,000 cash, sometimes I carry $4,000 cash. But let me ask you a question. When you start carrying more cash than you used to, what do you notice about yourself? What do you notice? Do you notice you're carrying more cash than you're used to? Do you notice you don't go to certain places that day? Have you noticed something? If you're carrying more cash than you're normally comfortable, what have you noticed about yourself? Let's comment on that. Take your phone off. Do you notice something about that? See, it's all about what you're comfortable with. Some of you never got a $10,000 check. I'm not here to say anything negative about it. Some of you never even got a $100,000 check, let alone $1 million. But what happens when you're carrying more capital than you're used to carrying? What happens to you? Got a little more pep in your step? You're kind of looking around over your left shoulder, right shoulder. You kind of notice in the certain areas, I ain't gonna go over there today. I got too much cash. No, I ain't going over there today. Have you noticed you start, who's laughing? Yeah.
That was me, sorry.
That's all right, who's me?
Melinda.
Yeah, no, this is real talk. This is real talk, this is leadership. When you're carrying more cash than your normal carry, have you noticed a certain spots you say, I could pass by that today? No, I ain't getting out with that kind of money on me. No, have you noticed something different? You're looking over your left shoulder, your right shoulder. Let me tell you something. Let me give you an idea what I'm talking about. The first time my check went over 6 figures in my previous company, I went to the mail I went down to the mailbox that day and I looked at it, opened the check up. I closed it so fast, only God's eyes and my eyes saw it. And I walked back to my building like this. Look, everybody, watch me, look at me. I walked back, doing these numbers, like somebody gonna hit me on my big head. Why? Because it was a lot of money. It was over 6 figures. And I had a client in my office that was doing real estate. Every 2 minutes I'd reach in my pocket, make sure that check was there. Every 2 minutes, I kept reaching that same pocket. And that lady, after about the 5th reach, I'm thinking, what does she think I'm doing? Look how funny, I kept reaching that same pocket, like, and that amazed what happened. You carry a little more cash, Mr. Freddie Sherman, than you know. Hey, like you dropped it, Mr. Daryl Scranton, like where? Oh, there it is. Every 2 minutes, oh, there it is. There it is. And I got my car and I ran to the bank that day. Man, I got my car, zoom, zoom, zoom. I got to the bank and I tell a girl the check. She looked at, anyway, long story. But it was over her limit. She had to call her upline. Now at the bank, the teller is the first one gets shot. The first person, she got a limit of what, $150. So she had to get the approval. So she had to, she closed up, she called the lady behind her, sitting there, finally got a desk in the chair after 10 years. She came up, she looked at the check, she looked at me, she looked at the check. She had to call who? Her upline, the branch manager. He's been there 21 years. He's been there since the first brick been laid. So he gets up with all his pens in his pockets, hair just perfect. He had to come over with little blah, blah pens, and he looked at the check, he initialed it and signed it. And I didn't need any cash. I had quite a bit that day on my, anyway. And I got back, I walked out the door and looked for my car keys and came back. This is what he said. One day they're gonna catch that guy. Now, why would they say something like that? You guys might as well get ready for this, because you and I, listen to, write this down. You and I are normal people, write that down, in an abnormal business. Now, Gail Wiggins, you may not believe this, but you and I, Mr. Joe Marshart, Ms. Johnson, and Ms. Wang were ordinary people with an extraordinary business. See, he won't do network marketing. She won't do network marketing. The system manager won't do it because, you know, they're professionals, you know, look good, smell, they're broke. But anyway, they ain't gonna do network marketing. So you got to go through. You got to go through it. Now, I said all that to say this, Mr. Bree Clemens, Mr. Pan. I said that to say this. My message today is write this down. How big is your net? How big is your net? Now, net or net worth, Mr. Thomas? Both. Because see, your net will determine, oh my God, I feel it coming on. Your net your net will make your net worth. Your net will determine your net worth. Your net will determine your net worth. Now, here we go. Let's break this down. I'm going to go into a fishing scenario tonight. When you go fishing, in that little black book, when they were fishing, he said, no, don't cast your net over there, cast it over here. They had so much fish that they almost broke the net and the boat. Anyway, question is, how deep is your net? How deep is your net? How deep down will your net reach? Will it reach the surface and just get a few of the small fish, or will you keep digging deeper and go way down to catch the big fish? See, a lot of times we go out fishing for people. We heard the other day with Mr. Dean Terrell about going hunting or being a fisherman. Well, you want to fish. And see, when you fish, see, the deeper down you go, the bigger fish you get. But some of us can't go deep because our belief level is not thinking we can get that person in, because we don't believe we can. One only thing stopping you from cashing a 10, 100,000 or $1 million is you. Now, granted, it could be a year, 2 years, 3 years for the $1 million check. That's insignificant. I remember this guy named Michael. He used to walk around and check for $1 million. Every time I see this guy, he would stop me. Hey, man, I got a check for $1 million. And it dawned on me. He wrote it to himself. Now, I didn't know no better at the time because my personal development wasn't advanced enough. I said there and I said, man, this fool walking around with $1 million check, like it's real check. But he acted like it was real. In his mind, it was a real check. He just ain't cashed it yet. And I thought about it. And as I got older, Jim Carrey, the comedian, he wrote a check out for $1 million. He ended up cashing his. But if you don't write it out and follow through with it, okay? Now, the question is, why do we don't go after the bigger fish and just the small fish? Well, number one, Mr. Thomas, there's a storm out there. Well, that's only in your mind. Well, Mr. Thomas, I got the wrong bait. Well, that might be, but change up your bait. Well, Mr. Thomas, the weather's bad. Well, you know, they caught the best fish when the weather's bad. That's an excuse. Well, I'm tired today. Well, no, because you get your best people when you're less looking. No, I ain't got no patience. Well, if you had more patience, you could stay out there longer. Well, Mr. Thomas, I just don't believe I'm going to catch a fish. I knew I was going to catch a fish. My friend said I was going to catch a fish. I know ACA doesn't work. I heard it from everybody. Well, if you believe that, then you believe that. Here's another one. It's the wrong day to go fishing. There's never a wrong day to go fishing. It's all in your ideology. Let me ask you something. What's holding you back? Don't answer it. Write it down. Take a minute, write it down. See, leaders do whatever it takes. See, I do things automatically now because it's part of my DMO. See, leaders do whatever it takes. I'm gonna use Mr. Payon, for example. When I started going, I get 3 leads a day. He kept telling me he couldn't do it. Hey, I don't speak Japanese that well. You know, I'm Spanish and I speak Spanish. I speak English. I don't speak it. I said, and he kept going. I said, how many you get today? And next thing you know, within a week, he was up 3, 4, 5 a day. And then you couldn't shut him down. He called me. He'd be texting me. I got a dog friend. I got this. I got that. I said, it's amazing how we overcome our own objection if once we confront the things that slow us down. Now, some of you know what's slowing you down. Just get over it and get past it. Now, let me say this. Leaders do whatever it takes. Let me tell you something. I want you to write this down. This is really powerful. Really powerful. Your best days are in front of you, not behind you. See, all that was practice to get you to your best days. Your best days are in front of you. See, I remember this guy named James E Tollison. He had some cassette tapes back in the day. Yeah, cassette tapes. I'm aging myself. That's okay. But his tape series were $5,000. James E. Tollison. Some of you can go look it up after I get off the call. James E. Tollison. And he was from Arizona. This boy would sell these tapes at $5,000, the cassette tape. And you couldn't understand it because he did it deliberately to make you really want to listen to it. He made a point, but he had a little segment on there. He talked about he would take people out and he would try to share them the opportunity, and they just talk why it wouldn't work for them. And he said, we're going fishing. And they get people on the boat with him. And he would say, look, are you going to fish or you going to talk? And what he'd do, he lied a stick of dynamite up, gave it to him. And said, you going to keep talking with the dynamite in your hand, or you going to throw it in the water and let's go get some fish. And a lot of times people in life, they just talk, but they're not doing any fishing. So you got to understand, you have to increase your net to increase your net worth. Now, let me break down the definition of a net. To cover up, or if you if you're with a network, to network. See, people with nets can network. See, the more you fish, the bigger your network gets, which means the better your income gets. See, it's all works together. The second definition of net is the amount, the net amount. What, Mr. Thomas? The net amount. The net amount of profits weighed or pricing. So it all goes back to whatever you put in is what you get out. Now, what am I talking about? Folks, my net when I started was like a lot of people's net, full of fear, doubt, anxiety, what if? But it was a small amount. And I knew, because I was already an entrepreneur, I knew that would dissipate as I fish more. Now, everybody look at me for a second. What happens? Some of you can relate to this. That little devil pops up and say, you can't do this. Your mama, your sister, your brother, you can't do this. It doesn't work. That's that little devil on your shoulder talking about what you can't do. And then that little angel, little same size, man, you gonna kill this business. If Mr. Perrin could do it, you can do it. Miss Belinda Batiste could do it, you can do it. Man, if the other people done it, you can do it. And every day, and all of a sudden, this joker here, he'll grow on you. If you'll listen to him more, he'll grow on you. But also, if you listen to this one more, he too will grow on you. And after a while, if you listen to the one, the angel talking about, hey, if they can do it, you can do it. If Miss Collins can do it, you can do it. If Natalie Perot can do it, you can do it. Hey, Mr. Jason can do it, you can do it. Jamar. And guess what? All of a sudden, Miss Ursa Allen, this one over here dissipates smaller. He never goes away. He just gets smaller. He can't hear him as much, because as the ACN angel continues to tell you how much you can do, and you start doing it and your income increase, he will get smaller and smaller and smaller to a point you can't even hear him anymore, because all you see is IBOs and customers. And that's when the point that your fishing net went far down, you catch a big fish, and you catch a fish every single day. So fish or equate it to the IBOs you bring into your business, you know, and you got to be good at this. And it takes a while, and every day you got to keep at it. I was talking to Mr. Lance Wittenberg earlier today about fishing. And you know what, folks, every one of you are great fishermen. We heard Mr. Dean Torelli talk about the other day. Don't be a hunter, be a fisherman. Now, with that said, I want you to understand, the reason why I had you write that check out is to kind of shock you a little bit, but also motivate you to show you your future. There it is again. Your future, if you follow the steps. Remember, your best days are ahead of you. They ain't behind you. Every morning I get up, God, who do I need to know and who need to know me today? Because I know there's somebody's life that I can change. Who might that be? Who are you going to send across my path? The other day when I was out bowling with Mr. Steve Payton, he videotaped me prospecting the guy at the next lane. Watched me get the guy's name and number. And then I actually sat down with him yesterday and showed him the 1 through 10. You know, so folks, your best days ahead of you. But you got to get out there and talk to people. The difference between the 95% of people in network marketing and the 1%ers like you are is doing the numbers. There's no shortcut. Some of you said today, hey, you like Miss Thomas, I like how you grabbed those books yesterday and did this with it, like it's put it in your brain, like you devour them. Yeah, that's what you got to do. I mean, my billionaire mentor, one of them, here's his book. He's from Australia, down in Diane's Collins area. How to Be Happy Though Rich by Peter J. Daniels. He mentored me. In the back, he says, yes, I got one pair of shoes and on one Rolls Royce. Now, his book. Now, his other book, How to Stay Motivated All the Time. He'd write a book in less than 24 hours and sell 50,000. Gail, wow, I'm a Peter J. Daniels lover. Yeah, he's my mentor. He's one of my 3 billionaire mentors. Here's another one, How to Handle Major Crises. These books stay on my desk. Why? Because this man changed my life. And all of them are autographed by him. I got so many autographed books. Now this one, wow, The Awesome Power of Public Speaking. And autograph, I always have all my books autographed by him, but who's on the back of the book? Look at it. You guys recognize this guy right here? In his younger days? So I was already on my road to success. Anytime a billionaire asks you to endorse his book, look, it was already predestinated from the foundation of the earth when I was born that this day would happen. Don't you get it? Don't you realize from the day you were born, it was preordained that you would be on this call today? Not everybody would be, because you are on your way. The most expensive book in my library, and I got lots of books, is this one here by Og Mandino, the trilogy. That means 3, trilogy. The greatest salesman in the world, the greatest secret in the world, the greatest miracle. Do you realize you're God's greatest miracle and you're living beneath your privilege? Now, I'm going to crack this book open and show you why it's the most expensive book in my library. I will not sell. Let's look here. He wrote it to me. He signed it for me. This is number 333 out of 1,000 in print, leather back book. This man is gone, but the book still remains. This is a very expensive book, and that's why it sits right here on my desk. You know, yeah, if somebody came and robbed me, they'd look at all the wrong places and miss the book because they won't even read a book. That book is worth a lot of money. Here again, what are you reading? Leaders or reader? How big is your net? How big is your net? I just ordered a book last night called The Fourth Turning. I'm always reading. I got it on audio. I'm always reading 2 or 3 books a month because my net is as my net gets bigger, so does my network, and my network also my net worth gets bigger. So your net will determine your net work. That will determine your net worth. Got it? The net. Are you out catching? Are you going deep? Or you just on top, just getting the small minnows and the small fish? They're the one that come to business, man, I ain't got no money to lose, $224. They come into business, put the money in, don't even get qualified. Those are small minnow fish, those small fish. The big fish get qualified and bring other people in. They keep going. Now, I'm done for the night. I just want to give you guys the question, how big is your net? 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 As the world is shrinking, you need to continue increasing your net. There's that book called what? Increase My Territory. I'm gonna leave that one out, so let y'all figure that one out. Go ahead and say it, Miss Sharon. Take your phone off. Take it. That's right. Tell everybody what it is.
J-Bass.
J-Baz, Increasing My Territory.
Yeah.
See, that's
the
a prayer of
Bible.
J-Baz. Huh?
The Bible. The Bible.
Yeah, the Bible, but also there's a book out by J-Baz, Increasing My
The prayer of
Territory.
the prayer of Jabez.
Jabez. Now watch it. Before we get off, I gotta read y'all this. This is important for tonight about increasing your net. I'm gonna read this out of Beach Money. One of my guys that I train, you know who he is, Jordan Allen. Okay, I'm on page 33 for those who want to follow. If you got the book handy, I'm gonna read it to you, and I'm gonna read just this paragraph. I'm gonna let this be on your mind, okay? In the last 3 years, I have broken records in the technology-based network marketing companies using the fundamentals. What's the key word there? Fundamentals. See, fundamentals don't change. ACN has a system. Just follow the system. Using the fundamental principles of business development with over 2,000 active distributors. I became the #1 money earner without using any internet strategies. Wait a minute, Ms. Thomas, don't everybody use internet? Well, Wait a minute. Don't laugh at Mr. Thomas. He don't use that much. I built my business from scratch. One person at a what? Time. So one can lead you to hundreds. Hundreds can lead you to thousands. Okay. I have personally sponsored, and you heard him on the call say this, it's in the book on page 33, 122 people in 145 weeks and built a team of 20,000 distributors in less than 3 years. My income has grown from a few $100s per month. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna read that again. My income have grown from a few $100s per month. That's what some of you are at. Okay, I'm glad y'all sitting down. Hope you're not driving when I say the rest of this. You might have a wreck. I'm gonna read it again slower. My income have grown from a few $100s per month to over 100,000 per month with a consistent residual check that exceeds $50,000 per month. Lance, $50,000 per month. Miss Atuko, $50,000. Daniel Jones, 100 grand per month, consistent with the residual check exceeding $50,000 a month. Listen up, I did no advertisement or purchasing of leads. There's that net, talking to people every day. I did no email auto response or mass marketing. I was not given a downline or paid to come over to a new company. There's that myth. I was not given a downline or paid to come over to a new company. Miss Wang, it said, I am proud. What was that, Gail? I am proud. What does that sound, Foster, Miss Christina? I am proud that I started the same way as any other new distributor. So Corey, he's saying, what is wrong? Why can't you do it? He's saying, Joe Marshart, why can't you, Mr. Jetta, why can't you do it? Let me read that last one again. My income have grown to a few $100s per month to over $100,000 per month with, in other words, with Mr. Lance, that was his bonuses, with a consistent residual check that exceeds $50,000 per month. So what are you saying? My bonuses were 100 grand a month. My residuals are 50 grand a month, consecutively. And I didn't do no advertisement. Look here. What kind of advertising? I did no advertising, no purchasing of leads. I did no email auto respond or mass marketing. I wasn't given a downline or paid to come over to a new company. I'm proud that I started the same way that everybody on this call started. I started the same way that any other new distributor started. It's right there on page 33, first paragraph on top. No pissy does. No, ooh. We built it one at a time, Mr. Jetta. One at a time. How deep is your net?
Mr. Thomas?
Yes, sir.
This is Luis Emperon from Osaka, Japan. I just wrote my $1 million check, baby. Done. Arigato.
And carry it with you. And you know what? Carry it with you and get bold. Show it to people. Man, you want to mess people up? Show it to people. Put a date on it, show it to people. I'm going to mess them up. This guy, Michael, showed me that check. It had to be 30. I mean, it's a long time. I mean, y'all going to experience some things going to blow you away. And I triple-double dare you carry extra cash around for the next week and watch what happens. What do you learn about yourself? You learn this place you won't even get out your car, you won't even go to no more. You go discover a lot about yourself. You know why a lot of you go different places, get out of the car, don't think about it? Because you ain't got nothing to be stolen. Credit card can be replaced. That ain't nothing. No, carry some cash. Blow your way. You learn a lot. You learn a lot. You learn a lot about yourself. You learn a lot. In closing, does anybody have anything you want to say if we close the call up tonight about how big is your net? Any comments?
Mr. Thomas, a quick
Yeah.
comment. Okay, just wanted to share something my wife taught me recently. I'm carrying in my wallet $500 on one side, and I never touch it. On the other side, I just carry the money that I'm using. And also, she got me this Japanese good smelling money envelopes, tiny little envelopes that are going to attract more money. Or maybe she can explain it a little better than I. Go ahead, honey.
Oh no, just
Okay.
no, I'm just like I read there like a feng shui. It's kind of Chinese good luck coming thing, and then like I'm doing like like carrying more cash, and then you will get used to it. So like at the beginning I was so scared, like what if I'm gonna lose it, or what if I got it stolen, or just like I'm just like thinking a lot of things. But now like I'm carrying like it's that makes me feel like every single time when I open my wallet, I feel like I see a lot of cash, and that makes me feel like, oh, I have enough money, or like I feel like, oh, I'm richer than before because I carry less than $100 all the time. So like so it's just like it feel like it changed my mindset a little bit, that like I have money all the time. Money is there. Wealth is there with me all the time. So yeah, just like it's a fun exercise that I'm doing.
I appreciate that. Scared her, now she's frightened, now she's okay with it. You know what it is, folks? Let me tell you something. Let's give her a hand. Let me tell you something. You're gonna discover a lot about how the stuff that you were brought up was not real. Y'all scared of money. You're repelling it, not attracting it. Wow, let me say that again. You're repelling money, not attracting it. Now, these credit cards don't mean, they don't, look, you can lose the credit card, that don't mean that. See, when you got capital, let me tell you what happens, you start carrying capital. You don't spend as much you think you don't spend. You'll start thinking, well, wait a minute, hold it now. Wait a minute, that just left me, hold it now, whoa. I don't really need it that bad. So you give them a credit card line, you don't feel it. That ain't here. It wasn't a transaction because it's no thing. But you give them a $100 bill, you're like, whoa, I don't think I want it that bad. Now hold it down. I don't think I want it that bad. You give them a credit card. See, I'm on. Oh, when I drop this on the table, everybody's head turned because it's platinum. But see, I'm trying to educate you guys on a way to lift you up. The way you lift yourself up is get out of carrying all them credit cards because they ain't worth a quarter. I mean, if somebody be robbing some of y'all, they'd just be practicing. Here's another one. Here's another one. Here. I'm trying to get you to get on my level of frequencies understanding. Now, what's wrong? Why can't you? If you follow this, how big is your net? How deep are you fishing? How? Now, I carry minimum. This is minimum. I'm low today. And I carry some of these. You know what that is? You know what people get when I bring this up?
That's a Benjamin.
Yeah. No, that's a 50. Yeah,
that's a 50.
That's grand on there. See, that's
Okay.
grand. So most people, y'all, some of y'all ain't seen one of these in such a watch it. It's a long time. See, it's only for the fibers, it's only for the 1%ers and 5%ers. What y'all scared of? Go down and get some. 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 Oh, and then the 20s. See, the 20s think they see, and then the 10s. The 10s want to get with the 10s want another zero behind them, make it feel like 100. Now, let me have some fun with y'all. Have you ever seen a $3 bill? I tell people I got money they never seen before. Look closely. Who was there?
Clinton. Bill Clinton.
Bill Clinton. It's just a gag. It's a gag. I tell people I count money they ain't never seen before. Now, here's what I use for my tip money. Now, notice I had to reach up on the shelf. I keep these around the house. I keep these on the shelf. This tip money. When I go somewhere, I tip them a $2 bill. You know why? When I tip, they don't forget you. They go, oh my God. People, they'll break their neck, knock a lady down, knock a wig off a woman to get their $2 bill. It ain't but $2. But it's something they don't see every day. And then when I get them, I crush them up so they don't stick together. But I use this for tip money. And when I give it to people, like, oh, I ain't gonna spend that. Oh my God, thank you. You thought I gave him a $50 bill, $100. See, you guys are not thinking outside the box. I carry just a couple of hundred, just $1. I don't carry more than 3 or 4 of them because they just take up too much space. You can have some bigger money in there. But I'm showing you guys. Y'all got 4 or 5 credit cards with $100 limit, $500 limit on it, over your limit, at the limit, but ain't got no cash. Scared of cash, scared of it. But yet still you want to be a senior vice president, but you're scared of it. Well, Ms. Thomas, you don't understand. No, I do. But see, I've been this way for a long time. See, this will attract what I'm looking for. It's called the law of what? Attraction. All your credit card to do is attract things that you want to buy to go home and look good in. And then you got to pay it off in 45 years. You pay $20 a month. Next 25 years, you can pay for that thing 10 times over. I'm telling you guys. Oh, if you use your credit card, I pay them off every month, 2 or 3 times a month. But that's another subject. I'm just trying to show you something. I'm attracting what I'm putting out. My net is increasing my net work that increases my net worth by law of attraction, because it does work. It does work. Birds of a feather do flock together. All right. Anybody else have anything they want to say tonight before we get off the call? Because I just want to share with you guys, you got to have a net to catch the fish. And the deeper down it goes, the bigger fish you catch. Law of attraction.